Hi everyone, it's Ashlee
and Jayme.
and we are here to present our 2023 year in review and all the fun stuff that happened at the library last year and some fun statistics to show how busy we were.
Yay.
So this is actually the second time we've tried this. We tried to record this yesterday, but then the morning became chaotic, as it always does at the library, and so this is take two.
We're going to be really good at it this time.
Super good at this one. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is 2023 at the Mountain Public Library. So we always like to start off to show the number of library visits we had here, and we had just under 84,000 library visits, which is almost a 14% increase from 2022, which we love to see. We love to see more and more people coming to the library, especially after that big dip that we had in 2020. Our busiest day was June 11th, which happened to be our summer reading kickoff day. And we had a really fun event outdoors. We encouraged people to do a picnic. We had games and such. So that brought a lot of people to the library.
That was a good day.
That was a really good day.
Yeah.
And the weather was great. And it's going to happen again this year.
Mm-hmm.
Jayme's planning a great event for this summer. Of course, my clicker's not working.
It's right under the table. Nope.
We're off to a grand start already, everybody. We're so professional.
Okay, library visits by month. So we are open 7 days a week. And as we're looking throughout 2023, we kind of have it kind of goes up to the summer months and then dips down again, which is pretty typical, I think, year by year. Our busiest month was July with just over 9,000 visits. And then we kind of dip down in September when school starts and back up again in October, which I always find kind of like weird.
Yeah, that is quite the jump from September to October. I mean, not complaining.
I think people just get in the routine finally in October and they're like, oh, yeah, we have to remember the library again.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So circulation, we bumped up just a little bit in circulation, about 6,000 from 2022. We saw a bigger leap from 2021 to 2022, but I feel like we are kind of not leveling out, but being a little bit more not going to see such big increases as people come back to the library, use the library. But we also are seeing, as you'll see in slides coming up, that our circulation of digital materials are going up. So I kind of feel like people are trying to find a balance if they want the physical materials or the digital materials. But it's always good to see a continual increase in the physical materials. And I think a lot of this has to do, as we'll look at our next slide, of the breakdown of the number of books checked out versus other items.
So there's kind of a shift.
There is a shift. So the other category contains music, which we don't have a lot of, but puzzles and board games and the kits. So we are kind of really concentrating on bringing in unique items that patrons can check out. We call it our Library of Things collection. So these are items that are not books or DVDs or audiobooks. And I can kind of foresee that number increasing over the years as we add more to our collections.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be an area that grows.
Yes, for sure. But you can also see the breakdown of what age group materials being checked out. Children has always been more than half. So credit to Jayme and Marika. And then young adults, a smaller percentage, and that other is just a wide variety of things.
You guys remember, too, that people check out 30 children's books at a time, because you go through them so fast. And so.
But still, credit to you.
Thanks. All right. In 2023, we saved, I'll get this right today.
Yes.
Almost 2 million for patrons. So these are people that have cards, and when they come in and check out materials, it tells you what you would have paid had you bought it instead of borrowed it. Mm-hmm. So that's always kind of exciting to see actually how much people save.
Yeah. And if you're ever curious, if you check out at one of the circulation desks, the receipt that you get back does say at the bottom how much you saved that day.
It's an eco-friendly practice, the library.
Very much so. And keep in mind that this number is just physical materials. It does not account for items checked out on Hoopla and Libby and our other online services. So we had 518 new library card registrations, and then we have a total of 11,416 library users. So kind of keep in mind the city of Melton is only 5,600 or around about, but our service population does kind of encompass the areas surrounding the city of Milton as well.
Yeah, I was thinking about that yesterday because I was trying to think of like when I drove into Milton what the sign says. And I was like, that's way more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool. It's like everyone in Milton and then some like has a card.
Yeah. So if you have yet to get a card, please stop on in.
All right, so this is our Hoopla circulation. So digital materials such as audiobooks and ebooks. There's even like TV shows on Hoopla. And that was about 4,400 for the year. Keep in mind, too, that Hoopla does have a cap. I mean, so this number right now can't really grow too much.
It doesn't fluctuate too much, no.
If it didn't have a cap, that number would probably be off the charts.
Off the charts, but also our budget would be gone.
Yeah. So we got to kind of rein in the Hoopla just so we have money to do all the other things that we need to do here.
But we are kind of always evaluating our online services. We're looking into potentially some other things that help offset the limit that Hoopla has. So kind of stay tuned, see what we are able to come up with. But besides Hoopla, we also have Libby, which is our other online service. You can see the huge jump that Libby had. So with Libby, there is no limit per se, kind of. If you are a Libby user, you are aware of the long wait lists usually that come with these books. But there is no daily budget that the library has to be concerned about. So that is a little bit more free with the number of items that are checked out. So a huge jump from the previous year.
And then one of the other services that we have is Canopy. I don't think Canopy has really taken off like some of the others. This is mainly movies and TV shows. And we had about 90 user accounts for that. And then you can see the other stats below that. But I think this is definitely something that people should look into because I don't know if everybody really has heard about it yet. But especially if you love British TV and maybe some of the quirkier like indie titles, there's some good stuff on Canopy.
It's known for their documentaries as well. So this kind of puts together our physical and our digital materials for our total circulation. So we had just over 105,000. And you can see that 16.25% of that was digital. And that digital number has been increasing the last 3 years. Obviously, it kind of increased in 2020 and went down a little bit, but I think as people's reading habits, checkout habits are kind of changing and evolving, more and more people may be looking to digital. So hopefully our offerings are able to kind of keep up with that change. And I think down the road, we'll be seeing that number continue to increase. And then we'll be kind of reevaluating our budget, how much money we're spending on the physical versus the digital. So it's always a very interesting number to take a look at.
Yeah, I think the digital is just going to continue to grow. Like I love when I go even out into stores and stuff, people who are stocking, you'll like see them with their earbuds in, and I'm like, I bet they're listening to an audiobook.
I hope they're listening to an audiobook. Maybe they borrowed from the library. But it's great. It's awesome that libraries are jumping into this digital sphere and kind of still being relevant and maintaining their patrons with the digital offerings.
All right, Wi-Fi usage and website hits. So this is kind of just like our computer, fun tech stats.
Yeah.
So close to 75,000 website visits, which is awesome. Just people clicking on our site and using it, whether to access the catalog or see our calendar. About 6,000 plus Wi-Fi usage. So when people come into the library, they're latching onto our Wi-Fi, which is great. And then close to 2,000 computer logins. So that's people printing or just using our computers for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. And then all of our social media, I'm very proud of our social media, and I think it's a great way for us to share our information because we have a lot of information we need to share, and we have great interactions on all of these spaces. So we do have a regular library Instagram, and then there's a teen Instagram. Our Facebook is where we're able to reach the most people. We also have YouTube channel with some videos. We haven't made a lot of videos lately, but we have some great stuff on there from years past. And then Ashlee does a great job of creating content on TikTok, some fun, different content on TikTok.
Yeah, and I was thinking, too, our Goodreads.
Yep.
kind of counts as social media.
Yeah. So I have a little
Yeah, that's
there.
what I thought. Yep. And Pinterest too, which I don't know if everybody knows about, but Goodreads. I've really enjoyed looking at our Goodreads because I like to see all of our recommendations.
Yeah. So we put we write little reviews for everything we read or we try to write them. And they're posted on our Goodreads, so you can see what we're reading, what we like, what we don't like.
Yeah, and different craft and program stuff on our Pinterest too. So.
Yeah, I think Ashlee kind of pins all the crafts that we do. The reviews are on there. Kind of everything that we do at the library is in a visual way on Pinterest. And then right next to that is SoundCloud. We do have a podcast that we try to post
irregularly,
but it's up there, and we like to have fun with that as well. So these are some of the new things that came to the library in 2023. Project 1649 has office hours here twice a month. So Project 1649 is a local nonprofit that helps homeless youth in Rock County.
And we also had Susie the dog coming in 2023. Susie hopes to continue. She's on a little
leave.
Yeah, on a little leave right now. But I know people really enjoyed hanging out with her. So we hope that she'll be able to come back at the end of 2024.
We also have some 4-H manuals for students who are participating in 4-H projects. So those are available on the second floor. We created a board game collection. So we have over 70 board games now, and we'll continue to add to that collection. We saw just under 800 checkouts with those.
Yeah, those have been super popular.
Very popular.
I love to see them going in and out. Not always enthused to do the counting of the
when
pieces.
They come back. We try to be mindful when we purchase an item if we don't want a lot of pieces in them because we have to check them when they're returned. But yeah, they went out a lot when we had these recent snowstorms.
Yes.
Our shelf was almost cleared out.
Yeah. We also had Denise start her Tuesday night story time, which is a pajama story time kind of aimed at younger, like patrons and littles, I guess, families with littles. So that's been really nice to have an extra story time for people to attend.
Yeah. And that story time actually came out of our annual survey. So we send a survey out at the beginning of every year. Our current one is out right now. But last year's survey, I think there's a couple comments that we should have a story time for babies. And Denise was more than happy to take that on. So we really appreciate any feedback on those surveys because we really take it into consideration.
Yeah. And make changes if it works out.
Yep.
Yeah.
We also had a program where we were able to check out free state parking passes with your library card. We do have, I think, about 7 left, and then the program will be done. So if you are going to be heading to a state parking time soon, come get a free parking pass.
And then we started using Local Hop, which has been really nice for doing our registration for programs. It allows people to just register without having to call the library and then get notifications. And we just also started using Local Hop for room reservations. So if you want to get one of our study rooms or one of our bigger rooms, you can do that all through Local Hop. Yep. You can still call the library, but it is super user-friendly, besides having to type your name in a couple times. Yes. But once you do it, then you're good to go.
Good to go.
Yeah.
We also have some new computers put into the Spark. These just have scratch coding, and they have been used a lot. I think there's some people that come in specifically for those computers, which is really fun to see. And we also had Dial a Story. This is a special phone number that you can call and listen to staff members and community members read different stories. And we are always looking for more people to read because I'm sure people are sick of listening to us read all the time. So if you are wanting to read a story and record one, please reach out.
Yes. We also got Ancestry.com, so people can come and use that on the computers at the library. And we adopted Marrow, which is Albert's fun little cat companion. We had that naming contest, and I think I'm really happy that we decided on Marrow because it's just perfect.
It is. And then we also had a few other kits kind of added to our library things collections. I created some teen takeout totes specifically for teens, some fun ones. Marika created some healing library kits for her tweens, the ages 9 to 12. I think the one that's posted is about like the human body, taking care of your body and your hygiene. And then we had some more mini makers created as well.
Yeah, that music one I think is the one in the corner.
Yeah, mini band camp.
And then one last thing on this busy page is our little free art gallery. and that is out in the Story Gardens on the path. And people are welcome to bring things that they make and put it in the art gallery for others to take. So it's kind of like a give and take, just like a little free library idea.
Yep. And that was all Angie's doing. She really wanted that here. One thing we always like to do is share our knowledge at library conferences. 3 of us had the opportunity to do so last year. Marika presented at the Wisconsin Association of Public Libraries, also known as WAPL, about her time spent with the PBS Kids program.
Yep, and I got to present as part of a panel at the WLA conference and talked about using PBS also in programming.
And then I presented, it was an online virtual one about creating those library thing collections, the cataloging, kind of like the technical aspect of creating them, cataloging them, and make them available for checkout. And Jayme and I presented at a conference in Madison called Lead the Way about our collaborations with the school district.
I think that was my favorite.
Yeah. And
all of my 2.
Yeah, all your 2. And we will talk about that in some upcoming slides. But we are going to be still going to some more conferences this year. We already have 2 of them lined up of presentations, and I'm sure the opportunity will be there to do some others. So very exciting.
And then this slide is dedicated to all of our wonderful volunteers. We had over 280 hours of volunteer time. So it's people of all ages coming in to do shelving or organizing or help with the book sale room. So we just wanted to give a shout out to our volunteers. We really appreciate that. And that's a big part of running our library.
Yeah. If you recall our circulation statistics, so if those items are checked out, they have to come back. And when they come back, they're put on shelving carts. And we have some amazing shelvers that come on a weekly basis to empty those carts for us so we can fill them right back up again. Mm-hmm. So it saves us a lot of time from having to do that.
For sure.
It is very important for us to get out into community, to be visible, and Melton has some great community events. So these are all the events that we went to in 2023. My top one was the Melton Maker Market, where we had our derby track, even though it was like scorching 100 degrees out that day. And it was 6 hours long, I believe. It went by really.
It did feel like that.
It went by really fast. We had fun helping little kids make little derby cars that they got the race down the track.
Yeah, I think that I would have to say that one's probably my favorite too. We also got to go to the career fair at the middle school, which is always kind of like interesting just to hear like what the kids are interested in and what they think about being a librarian.
Yeah, and trying to convince them how cool being a librarian really is.
We also had the lighted Christmas parade, which was a new event this year, kind of in conjunction with the Milton lighted Christmas parade. We did the pre-party, which I didn't attend, but I heard was very cool.
Yes, it was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that one. And community partnerships are really important too, to allow us to bring in different types of programming and resources here at the library. I'm not going to read off all of these, but some really great connections that we made last year. My favorite, the Ice Age Trail Alliance, because we were able to reroute the Ice Age Trail to our pathway in Story Garden. So that was a great one. And then
I love going to the daycares, so that's probably my favorite. But I like how this list has things like passive things, just like from the bin we set out to recycle glasses that we don't really have to do anything for, but it's still a partnership to like doing programming with bigger programming with different places. So.
And then a big thing for us is our connections with the schools. I think that's one thing that we should be really proud of, is our collaborations that we have with the school district and almost all the schools in the system. So
I think it's something to be said about a small library, like a small community library. You get to just do things with all the different organizations. And I love going to the 4Ks to read once a month. I do science lessons at Harmony. We have partnered in the past, and this last year we did a FFA event for Agriculture Day, and then the story walk. We had our story walk here this year for Halloween.
Yep.
So it's always fun.
And Marika, she does some monthly virtual talks with all the 6th graders. The 5th and 6th graders have come here for a field trip, so it's always fun to have big classes come here and can show them all about the library. And the art shows, The whole school district-wide art show was brought back here to the library last year. It was here many, many years ago, but it came back, and it was so much fun to have all the art scattered throughout the library, and then you see students come in, bringing their parents and pointing out their artwork. It was delightful. And then we have been hosting the Consolidated and Harmony ones here for a few years, but we are just ecstatic about it, and we'll have the district-wide art show again this year.
Yeah, cool. When is that? I'm excited for that, and somebody just asked me about that.
I believe it starts setting up in March.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, March, April.
Fun.
And then summer presentations.
Oh yeah, going into the schools to just get the kids excited about the summer reading program. So that makes for a very busy May for all of us that do programming with kids, but definitely worth it. And the kids get so excited.
Yeah, we get some good return because they always come in, I saw you at my school.
Yeah.
I heard about this program. Yeah. And even more school stuff. So I work a lot with MECAs, the students right next door. I did receive a grant from ALA to start a Great Stories book club. So we have been reading, we've read 3 books so far. We have 1 more to go, and we read them, we discuss them, and we do different activities. So that has been really fun to connect with the students in that kind of way. And then the students also come here once a month for some activities in the Spark, and they're actually coming today to do some stop motion animation. And then they send a volunteer over on a weekly basis for various tasks. So we have a really, really great relationship with MECAs, and it's fun to work with those students. Sure.
And then this isn't something we've done regularly, but in 2023, we did have a literacy night, which was part of a grant. And that was really nice because we had some different reading teachers come. Also someone from Whitewater come and just talk about good reading strategies for kids and parents to use. So that was great.
And this year, school year, I started a graphic novel book club at the high school. So I go there every other Friday, and we talk about graphic novels. This year, I always laugh. It took me about 14 years to start a book club at the library for teens, and for this year, I had 2 of them.
Yeah.
So this took 14 years
to start a book club. It seems like you even have more than that.
I know.
Sometimes the way you're like going.
So it was very exciting. And then, of course, we had the chickens and the Spark. I think that was probably one of our favorite things. Last year, we worked with Stacy Skemp and her students at the high school.
And I know the patrons loved it too, because we had little kids coming in
even months after.
Wondering where they are.
Yes, and I think it is planned that we will have chickens again this year. So it's very, very exciting. We'll have our YouTube streaming and all that fun stuff. So we love the schools. Thanks for working with us.
Yeah, and also, good segue, homeschool. So we tried to make an effort in 2023 and beyond to have a better connection with homeschool families. And I think we definitely have a very good start. We created a homeschool resource center that has different curriculums that homeschool families may use. And so that's browsable for anybody to come check out. And then we did have a couple homeschool craft and like social games, board game socials, which were both all very really well attended. So we're going to plan to continue that into the future. And there's also a place online where homeschool families can ask questions or, share resources.
And we have a teacher's portal as well that teachers can request visits from us or large amounts of books collected that they might need for a lesson or whatever.
So if you haven't checked out our website, click on it, give us another click, because there are a lot of resources I think that people don't even realize are there.
So programming has always been a priority here at the library. And you can see we had just under 700 programs in 2023 with almost 18,000 program participants. And just
so crazy.
It is.
Because it's like 2 a day.
It's like 2 a day. And this kind of incorporates, we have one-on-one tech help, we have passive programs, we love scavenger hunts here, you guys know that. All the stuff that we have going on in the Spark, we have like that weekly craft and everything.
Yeah, all the school visits.
So it encompasses all of that. But still, it's a large number. That means we're doing something some staff members doing something at least every day, or sometimes like 5 times a day. So, and you kind of see the breakdown. Jayme, of course, is super busy with all those school visits and her story times. And I think the number of programs that we have kind of correlates with the number of children's checkouts that we have too. But we do programming for all ages, adults and kids and teens and tweens, and we do family events and we do our food truck rallies. So we do everything for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
everybody has like a good slice of pie. You
Yes.
know, like there's not any little slivers.
Yeah.
Everybody's really doing a
And we
lot.
like Jayme and Marika collaborate a lot. Marika and I collaborate with things too. We have some adult and teen programming as well.
There's definitely overlap.
There's lots of overlap. So we love to kind of work together on our programming. It's not just all of us doing this. We also bring in community members too who are doing stuff for us. We can't do all of this ourselves.
Yeah.
So we bring in community members. We work with those local organizations to do programming as well. So. And we just have some pictures of our programming. So I don't know if you want to talk about some of your favorite Jayme.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just love seeing them. Like, it's cool. We had the animal programs are obviously probably
our favorite.
Yeah. We had snakes. We had turtles. We have the dogs coming in, like to read.
Here.
Goats. What else? We had a Bluey party that was a huge success. Drive-in movie. Yeah. The hula hoop lady we had back again. So that was really fun. I guess one of the more unique ones was when Lou visited. He was doing story time as part of his 100 things before he turned 100. So it's just like kind of a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
We had the wolf people come in. Yeah. So I don't know. When you look back, it's kind of crazy. I can't believe that all happened in just 1 year.
And these pictures definitely do not show everything that we did, just a small snippet of it. So it's really, really hard to describe or explain everything that we did, like visually or with words. We did a lot.
Yeah.
And these are Marika's tween programming. So she worked really hard on creating different kind of book clubs and movie clubs and craft programs. She's doing a great job kind of connecting with that 4th to 6th grade age group. And then teen programming. I'm lucky to have a really amazing teen advisory board that's some of the members have actually done programming for me, which is really great. Ella did a rose mauling. Bethany did an amazing pollinator walk in our story gardens. I've had teens do anime club because I know nothing about anime, so they can do it. We have a teen doing a D&D club right now. We know nothing about D&D, but she's more than happy to lead it for us. But yeah, my teen advisory board, I have the Red Cross Youth Club. I think 2023 was a great year for teen programming. I made lots of connections.
Yeah, you did a lot of things. I mean, I feel the same way when I look at all of your pictures or all of Marika's pictures, just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
And then adult programming, Angie does some great, she does amazing craft program and art programs and bringing in those making those connections with the local organizations and bringing them in.
Yeah, she did the jigsaw competition last year, which was really fun, with a grant that she got and some donation money. But yeah, lots of really neat stuff.
Yeah. And more. So we just keep doing and more. I can probably have 5 more slides, 10 more slides of and more.
We could talk for like half an hour about all of our programs that we've done.
So we had our food truck rally, we had a run club, we had the library lope, a plant swap program that Marika and Angie have been putting together, a peep diorama. So just anything and everything, coloring contests, photo contests. So just lots and lots and lots to do here at the library. And then we like to have fun at the library too. So we do staff dress up days. We dress up our skeleton Albert for funsies. We take ghost pictures.
Yeah, it makes me smile when I look at this because this is like the heart of it.
Yeah. And chickens and animals, of course. And we won an award in 2023. Our Little Owl Wise Owl reading program was recognized by the Wisconsin Library Association for a Programming Innovation Award. Yeah,
definitely well deserved. Ashley says it's for our whole library, but it's really like that's her baby. She's been working hard with that for a long time.
I started that program like 10 years ago, and
it's just grown.
It's grown and grown and grown. In 2023, saw 30 pairs. So I'm very, very proud of this award and of the program, and it's fun to be recognized. For sure.
She had to get up and give a nice speech
in front of all these library professionals.
She's very good at it.
I guess I'm a library professional, right?
And then Story Gardens. Yes. Wow. It was a big year for Story Gardens. So a lot happened. I guess we probably won't read through everything, but we got the Story Walk signs.
We got the pathway.
The pathway
was laid down with a story walk sign.
Gazebo.
Yeah, more raised garden beds. The gnome home. Mm-hmm. Shout out DPW for doing that. The Little Free Art Galleries out there,
and the 100 Monarchs.
Oh yeah, our 100 Monarchs. So when we renovated our library back in 2016, 2016, we did a 100 women campaign to raise money. So we kind of mimicked that for our gardens and did a 100 monarchs. And we have, I think, like 115 out there right now of people who donated for the Story Garden. So that's really cool. Our focus of Story Gardens is to bring in like lots of art and everything. And we have some really cool local art that's out there.
Yeah. And there were some events that we had where it just was like just how we imagined. Mm-hmm. When there was music playing and people walking around and sitting and having like a picnic. So it was really neat to see that happen a couple different times throughout the summer and fall.
Yeah. So very, very excited to see Story Gardens growing. We still a work in progress. We still have things that we want to do with the space, and hopefully those will come to fruition in 2024. But it's now a space that we are able to use and people can use and they can come and relax in. So it's very, very exciting. I think we have some pictures of the progress of it through this year. You can see the pathway being laid down, all the concrete, the John Doerr working on the metal archway and other fun things.
It's just weird to see because now I'm used to it, but it was just so different just a couple years ago.
Yeah, it was just a green space a couple years ago. And then, like Jayme mentioned, it being used. So these are just pictures of the space being used, the benches, some more art in there. People were able to text with the birds that are on the archway.
We used the path for the toddler turkey trot this year, which was great.
There's a video on our YouTube channel about that. So having the space, like, it just makes my heart so happy to see the space being used as we intended it to be. So it's a lot of hard work to get to where we are, but it's definitely worth it for sure. So that is our 2023 kind of in a nutshell. It's, like I said, 30 minutes of us talking about it. Definitely does not encompass everything that happened last year. I've told the board, I told my teen board, I told the foundation that out of my 15 years here at the library, this is probably one of my favorite. 2023 was probably one of my favorite with all the stuff that was able to happen and develop and grow.
Yeah, it was definitely a really good year.
It was a very good year. So thank you everyone for making it a fantastic year. We really appreciate our community support is beyond amazing. We love our patrons and we love that they love us. So thank you everyone. And let's hope that 2024 is even better.
I'm with you on that.
Okay, sounds good. Bye everyone.
Bye.